wrestling fans? My name is Brian Crazy. You're watching my brand, That From Brand of Wrestling, and entertainment here on YouTube.com in the World Wide Web. I'm back on FightNationWrestling.com with my review of this week's edition of the longest-running weekly episodic television show in history. That's right, Monday Night Raw from Monday, January 7, 2012. We started off the show with the segment involving Dolph Ziggler, AJ Lee, Big E Langston, and John Cena. This set up a match between John Cena and Dolph Ziggler, and this wasn't a disappointing contest. There was a lot of back-and-forth action, a lot of false finishes, and the referee ended up getting knocked out close to the end of this contest. This is where Big E Langston came in. He ended up laying out John Cena, pulling Dolph Ziggler over John Cena, and then a replacement referee came down. He counted a 2 count. John Cena ended up kicking out. Cena got up, hit a huge AA, and picked up the win over Dolph Ziggler. Then we went into Divas action, Caitlyn versus Eve Torres. Caitlyn looked great in this match. When she first started off in the WWE, she was a little green. She still has a long way to go. She still has a lot to learn, but you can tell that she really loves what she does. She really wants to learn her craft. She really wants to practice her craft, and she wants to get better at what she does. She was impressive in this match. Eve Torres ended up running away through the crowd, and Caitlyn picked up the win by countout. Then we go into tag team action, Team Rhodes Scholars versus Team Hell No. I really like how both men in both these tag teams complement each other. Daniel Bryan and Kane on paper, you would think that they wouldn't work, but when you see the chemistry that these two superstars have, it is impressive. Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes, another fantastic tag team, really adds depth and an extra dynamic to the tag team division in the WWE. Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes picked up the win over Team Hell No, which I would assume would put them in contention for a future tag team title shot. Then we go into Randy Orton versus Heath Slater. He ends up picking up the win in this match. It's a quick match via RKO. Post-match, he lays out Heath Slater's bandmates in 3-man band, Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, both with RKOs. Then we go into Wade Barrett versus Santino Marella. There was a backstage segment a little bit earlier on the night where Santino Marella was talking with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. They were confronted by Wade Barrett, and Wade Barrett ended up squaring off against Santino Marella with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in his corner. I really thought that this is where they could have really turned the page with the Santino Marella character. They could have turned a fresh page in 2013. They could have turned him into a more serious character. We've seen him be serious. We saw him the second man in the 2011 Royal Rumble, the second man to be eliminated. We saw, that incredible showing in the Elimination Chamber match. I mean, Santino Marella can bring it to the table when he needs to, and I really thought they could have done something with the character tonight. This was a quick match. Wade Barrett picked up the win with the bullhammer elbow. Then post-match, they teased a confrontation between Wade Barrett and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, but Wade Barrett ended up leaving the ring. Then we go into Antonio Cesaro versus the Great Khali. Not too much to report here. Two really drastic styles. I mean, you have the Great Khali, who's a big brute. He's a little slow in the ring. And then you have Antonio Cesaro, who's an incredibly fantastic technical athlete. And it must be a little difficult for Cesaro working with somebody who is so stiff. And I don't think the commentators really were doing Cesaro so many favors tonight. I know that, his kayfabe storyline, his background is that he was a rugby player who's kicked out of the league for being too aggressive, and that's why he became a wrestler. But unfortunately, with that storyline, you don't know anything about his past. You don't know how many years this man has in the business. You don't know about any of his accomplishments. Not that the WWE, I would assume that they would mention other promotions, but they could mention, he's a 5, 10, 15-year veteran of this business. Antonio Cesaro did pick up the win over the Great Khali via neutralizer. This was very impressive. He picked up the Great Khali, held him for a few seconds before delivering the neutralizer. Then we go into the second match of the night to feature a member of 3-man band. This is after a backstage skit between 3-man band and Sheamus. I really assumed after the skit that we were going to see maybe a tornado tag or a 3-on-1 handicap match. That wasn't the case. Mahal faced off against Sheamus. During this match, if you want to call it a match, I mean, basically it was just Sheamus mugging Jinder Mahal. The other two members of 3-man band ended up receiving bro kicks. Then Jinder Mahal received white noise and a bro kick to finish off this match. Then we go into match of the night. I mean, this was a great contest. CM Punk versus Ryback. This was a TLC match with the WWE title suspended high above the ring. A lot of back and forth action. Ryback ended up destroying a ladder with CM Punk's body. I mean, just so many great spots in this match. Ryback was so close to grabbing the WWE title, and then the lights in the arena cut out. Then we see the Shield. They come in, destroy, absolutely dominate, and decimate Ryback. placed him through a table which was placed on top of the steel steps. It looked like Ryback. I mean, he was selling this so incredibly. I actually legitimately wonder if he was legitimately injured. And it looked like the guy could almost start throwing up blood. And this was just a great contest. CM Punk picked up the win. He is still your WWE champion. And I understand why they had the Shields run in. One, they wanted to make the Shield look strong. Two, they want to make Ryback look strong. And I know a lot of you people are probably wondering what I mean by that. Ryback hasn't, in all of his losses, he's never lost one-on-one. Somebody's always beat him down. Something's always taken him out. And that makes him look stronger. Then we go into Big Show versus Kofi Kingston. Not too much to report here. Over in my review on F and True Wrestling with broadcast colleague JC Styles, he was questioning if this was even a match. I mean, the bell rung, so it was a match, but the Big Show quickly knocked out Kofi Kingston. I understand Kofi is no longer in contention for the Intercontinental title, but they were building him so strongly. I understand that they want to make Big Show look strong going into the Royal Rumble. A lot of the people that are going to be featured prominently in the 2013 Royal Rumble match or on that pay-per-view went over on their respective opponents tonight. But I don't know if this was the right choice. It really made Kofi look weak tonight. Or you could arguably say it just made the Big Show look like the undefeatable monster that he is. I mean, you can look at that. I always like to look at both sides of the story. Then we go into the final segment of the night, CM Punk and The Rock. They square off on the microphone. I mean, CM Punk is incredibly talented on the microphone. I'm a huge fan of Punk. I've been following Punk for years. I've been a fan of Punk before a lot of people even knew who he was. And unfortunately, as of late, his promos have become a little stale. It's like he's been regurgitating the same stuff week in and week out. So tonight's promo was a little bit different. He kind of teased the fans in attendance. He gave them a little bit, then he took it away. He had him eating at the palm of his hand. And then The Rock came out. And these two superstars had such an incredible exchange, such heated words, such a story going into the 2013 Royal Rumble pay-per-view in that main event, which has been solidified that The Rock will face CM Punk at the 2013 Royal Rumble with the WWE title on the line. And to close out this segment, these two guys were face and face, and The Rock grabs, boom, rock bottom to close out Monday Night Raw. It was also announced that The Rock will be on SmackDown this Friday night. And to be perfectly honest, guys, a couple of the matches, maybe I would have changed around a little bit. The squash matches maybe weren't needed. I would like to see a little bit more time devoted towards another segment. But I understand why they did what they did. They wanted to make the superstars that are going to be featured prominently in the Royal Rumble look strong tonight. We're only 3 weeks away, less than 3 weeks away from the Royal Rumble, and the build towards that event is started. I can't wait till we get to the Royal Rumble. I can't wait to see what happens at that event, and I can't wait for the road to WrestleMania. It is my favorite time of the year. It is a great time to be a wrestling fan. It is a great time to be a wrestling analyst, and it is a great time to have you guys, my fans and subscribers, along for the journey. Now, guys, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching this video, for subscribing to this channel, for liking this video, disliking this video, whatever it may be. Your criticism, your comments, your viewership is what makes this all possible, because if it wasn't for you guys, I'd be a guy just talking to a camera. Well, I am still talking to a camera, but you know what I mean. Now, guys, I want you to stay safe on your early morning commutes, and for the effing brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com and the World Wide Web. My name is Brian Crazy. I thank you for watching, and have a great night.